Hello my lovely people. Today we are going to take a look at scraps. It's a hazard of being a scrapbooker. You wind up with lots of little bits of paper that you've cut down from these lovely large 12 by 12 sheets. So I'm going to show you a way to make those scraps not only to use them up but also to make them go further. This particular page I pulled out a 12 by 12 sheet of cards of patterned paper, a photo that I want to use, and all I've done is picked out scraps from my scrap box that I think may or may not work. Now the way I have started this page, I just start auditioning things. It gives me an idea of what's going to look good together, what papers are going to work well together, and I start to get a rough idea of what isn't working as well. So eventually I came to a point with this. I didn't like the background, so I flipped it over, used the B side of the paper, and I audition these things back and forward. I'll flip around, move things about, change things up a little bit until I get something I'm happy with. And for the entire for building the page itself, I just start to tuck things under the matted photo. So I've matted this photo to the left of this, to the right of the 6 by 6 piece of paper, and I'm now just cutting up bits of scraps and tucking them in behind the paper at different areas and then sticking them down. So what I'm actually building is a 6 by 6 plus a little bit that actually forms the base of the paper, and then I will stick that down to the 12 by 12 sheet. Now each of these bits of paper are small scraps, so I've got like a centimetre strip here, a couple of inches there, and none of these scraps around the edges are actually going the full width or length of that 6 by 6. They're just tucked into the side, but the overall effect looks like I've used a lot more paper than I have. Like I've layered 7 or 8 pieces of paper to create this, and I haven't. The result is it's less bulky and much easier to work with because you're using up all those little bits of paper. And the largest bit is that 12 by 12, then a 6 by 6, and then everything else is real scraps. Next thing I'm going to do is run through my embellishments box, and I just raid it for things that I think might look good, that catch my eye, that might go together, they might not, and I audition them. I put them down. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Does it look right? I trust my gut with it, and I just add little bits here and there. I wanted to use some washi tape on this as well because I've got a lot of lines as a result of the paper. So washi tape, well, it's one line strip, so I wanted to use that. And also I've got these blue flags. Blue is very much a dominant colour in this, so these blue banner flags really help to pull and accentuate the blue that's in the photo and the blue that's in the background paper, and even some of the greys and the mint green in there, they have a bluish tone to them. So I just play around with the embellishments that I have. There's nothing particularly special. This particular set of embellishments, the photography stuff, is from a very old embellishment set by Basic Grey, and I'm just going to tuck things in, move things around until I'm happy with them, and then I glue them down. Now once I've glued all the embellishments down, I then go on to look through my alphabets, and I will sit and audition those same way I've done with the embellishments, which you'll see in just a moment, until I get to a point where I'm happy with the colours and the font that I'm using. And I'll try them out, I'll do it, and then I'll change my mind, and there's no harm in changing your mind. The nice thing about scrapbooking is a lot of the adhesives are not permanent straight away. You can usually lift things up and pull things around and move them around. Occasionally you can't, but there's nothing that can't be fixed, and there's no harm in pulling it up a bit. So I'm using some little word stickers that I have had for far too long, and I'm going to start using them up. That's one of my things. And just putting different clusters of embellishments here and there. So finally we're on to the letters, and as I explained to you before, I just go through and I audition them, change my mind, change it up a bit, and try them out. Now I really hope that this has given you some inspiration to use up those scraps that you have inevitably lying around. I do have a couple of rules for you with scraps that I adhere to. Anything smaller than 2 by 2, unless it's a beautiful paper, it goes in the bin because it tends not to be useful. And every so often I'll do pages like this where I use the scraps, and every single layout I tend to go to my scraps for a few extra bits. It may be to punch a circle here or a circle there. I use my scraps, and if you know what's in there, you're more likely to use it. And also go through it occasionally, get rid of things you don't like. If you no longer like that piece of paper, bin it, don't keep it for a rainy day. So I really hope you enjoyed this particular layout. I'd love to see what you do with your scraps or how you use them, and please subscribe to my channel. You can find me over at Facebook and Instagram at Inky Paws Art, and see you there. Take care, and thank you very much for being with me today.